A lot to cover in today's video. The Detroit Lions made a late signing last night, a quarterback. We're going to talk about that signing, what it pertains to the Lions, and obviously Hendon Hooker. Levi Onwuzurike spoke to the media. We're going to talk about what he said. Our new linebacker, cornerback, and defensive lineman spoke as well. We're going to dissect that. We're going to get into a Freep mock draft after the first week of free agency. Let's get this thing started right now. If you can go ahead and smash that like button, I would be greatly appreciated. It does put the content out there. Anytime you have that likes, that's the algorithm type of thing. I appreciate you. Levi Onwuzurike signed the one-year deal, and he spoke to the media. Says, I think now that it's time to start looking at sacks. Onwuzurike told the media on Thursday, getting them. I had a lot of pressures. That means I should have a lot of sacks. I just got to put it together. He's talking about how he wants to be a dog this year. He's been dealing with injuries throughout his career, and now he wants to be that dog, and he thinks the injuries are pretty much past him now. After what he did this year and this season, I can't deny his ability to say that, because his strength to be able to come back from a fusion and play the way that he did is remarkable, and I give him a lot of credit, and he deserves all the credit in the world. And I fully expect him to get more sacks. I believe what he says. This guy's a dog. To come back from a double, or to come back from a fusion, and to actually play as much as he did, that's absolutely crazy. It's good work for him, and I love the attitude that he has. It's a great thing to have on this football team. Again, if you can smash that like button, the ad may take place. Hey, if it takes place, hit that like button. It's easy. Our new linebacker spoke to the media. He says, I had a lot of things that were outside of my control happen to my family, and realized very early on in football and aspects of the game are very controllable as far as work that you put in. As far as the way you respond to things, that happens, Stuard said, introductory press conference with Detroit. That's stuff you can't control. For me, I found comfort in the game. Let's talk about his dog mentality. He's got to work hard, right? To be able to be in the position that he's at. Dedicated, right? Working, doing everything he can, using Bible verses and motivation. This Bible verse says, in exclusive chapters, chapter 9, I think the verse 10 or verse 11, it says, to everything your hand touches, do with what your full might, because you know that you have more time in your grave. There's no toil. There's no work. You can't do nothing after this, Stuart explained. That really spoke to me. Reading as a young man, I grew up my life, Christ in 2019. I think that I play with that. I think that's shown by the way that I prepare, even the way that I practice. Hopefully I earn that reputation here, and it's just an asset for sure. Yeah, that's how I describe my play. I love this guy's character. I love this guy's mentality. Look, I don't know. I'm a Christian personally, and so I like to hear this. And to be honest with you, if you're not religious, it doesn't matter, right? But for me, it touches me. But for the game, I like that. I like this attitude, working hard, being humble, respecting others. And it's always a good thing to have players who are humble that are coming to a situation that puts others before themselves. You see a lot of players or celebrities in that case. They grow a big head. They think they're better than other people, and they get an elite status. When you have a player like this who stays humble, he doesn't really care about that type of stuff. He's putting God and family and his teammates first. I freaking love it. This is the type of attitude I truly do appreciate it. Our new defensive tackle spoke to the media as well. Let's get his take. He said, these guys play hard. They play hard for the quarters at the end of the whistle, and that's exactly who I am. When people ask me, Lopez said, show up every day, ready to work, excited to be here. It's a blessing. No bad days, man. And I think that's the biggest thing. I'm going to grind it out by the end till the clock hits 0 and maybe one more second after that. I'm joined in a room of DJ Reader, Alle McNeil. These guys speak for themselves, man, Lopez said. And Levi as well. The film speaks for itself. I've been watching DJ for 4 years now. and he left Houston, and he got to Houston. So when I got to Houston, I'm watching a bunch of their old tape, and there's DJ, and here in the same roster. It's a blessing, and that's what I hope to continue to do in my career, is to continue to learn. I've learned so much already. I've improved so much already, and I've got a lot in the NFL. So just my knowledge to the ball and learn from the pros and continue to be a pro's pro. His attitude is Dan Campbell. His attitude is grit. Look, he's got the cowboy hand on. He's grit. I love this signing, his attitude, and he's coming in here with that dog mentality. He's going to be a rotational piece, right? He's not going to be some spectacular player. He's Jalen Carter or anything like that from the defensive line. He is a rep guy. He is going to come in and give some reps and rotate with the rest of the defensive line to free up some rest that these guys need. So it's a great signing because you got another body that can rotate, and he is a dog that's going to fight to the end of the whistle. He's going to do exactly what we want him to do. That's what he's going to do, right? He is going to be the guy to go in there and grind. And I like that. And if you like that, how about you go ahead and smash that like button? Smash it for our mentality of our players coming here with that grit. The Detroit Lions made a late signing last night. Indeed, the Lions signed a quarterback, Kyle Allen. Allen went undrafted in 2018 and has since bounced around 5 different franchises. He spent 2 years with the Carolina Panthers, 2 years with the Washington Commanders, spent the past 3 years with the Texans, Bills, and Steelers. Last year in Pittsburgh, he served as a third-string quarterback behind Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Kyle Allen, 6'3", 210 pounds. Again, we just said out of Houston, 29 years old. Now, I'd say, what did he do last year? Not a whole lot. So what did he do throughout his NFL tenure? Well, he's got 4,753 yards, 26 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, and a completion percentage of 62.7. He is a guy that has bounced around, and he is the perennial backup of what you expect for a quarterback to be a backup. Right, so this one's interesting to me because we have Hendon Hooker. Now, is this the idea of pushing Hendon Hooker to develop more, and do they want 3 quarterbacks? Or is this their backup to Jared Goff, and they may trade a Hendon Hooker to a quarterback-needy team like the New York Jets, who just got Justin Fields, but do you trust Justin Fields over there? Right, there's other teams out there that may need a quarterback. Cleveland Browns, they're a dumpster fire, right? Who knows what they're doing? There's other teams. So this could be now a situation of that, or it just could be a backup. We don't know right now. We brought Teddy Bridgewater in at the end of the season for the playoff run, and he didn't do anything, and Hendon Hooker was still on the team, and now we bring Kyle Allen in here. So honestly, I think they don't trade Hooker, but I don't know. At this point, this has been an offseason that's quite interesting with moves that I didn't fully expect. So who knows what happens here. What I do know is we're going to do better in preseason, right? We got a quarterback that's going to do better in the preseason because we've seen years past. We have David Blow, all these bad quarterbacks, right? And now we at least got a guy that we know that can put up points in the preseason. So if you have Hendon Hooker, you have Kyle Allen and Jared Goff, we may go 4-0 in the preseason. And this is basically a little joke period, me talking about that. And I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out. I apologize. It's kind of interesting why it's doing that. But this one is definitely a signing that I don't know how it's going to play out right now. I have zero idea. Of all the off seasons that I've been on YouTube, and I've been on 6 years, this may be the most difficult one to predict because it is just been signings from out of the blue That's what it's been. So grade the signing of Kyle Allen. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Our new cornerback spoke to the media. Mr. DJ Reed said, I wanted to get paid. Wanted to play with dogs. I'm going to be a great team and have a shot at Lombardi. Reed said, that was my goal, to win a Super Bowl. He had an option between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. He chose the Detroit Lions because he wanted to get paid and he wanted to play with dogs. The paid stuff, of course, is want to get paid. That's going to be the number one thing, right? These guys, they want to get paid. But I love the fact that Mr. DJ Reed said he wanted to play with dogs. Dogs. I like that mentality. I love it. Because that's the type of mentality I want the Lions to have. All their players to be dogs, play with dogs, be physical, get into the opposing players' faces, and be all up on them. And DJ Reed is a dog. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get up on the receivers. Now, he's a little bit smaller, so, again, we're going to probably have a little bit of issues with the taller receivers that we face this year. The Mike Evans of the world, right? The bigger guys. That will be something that we have to face when it comes. But we do have dogs in this team, and he is one of those dogs. So we still got to wait for free agency and what they're going to do because we don't know. But after the first week of free agency, after this, Freep did a mock draft, and this was their first 3 picks. We're not going to go through the picks. We're just going to discuss it and what I think about each position because the names are going to change. The positions I don't think are going to change much anymore. Edge, guard, DT. What I've been saying about the NFL draft, that is what I've been saying, right? They need to get the trenches. We're talking a edge. We're talking a DT and a guard, especially with Zeitler left. And I agree. And we don't need to really discuss the names, but the positions, I 100% agree with this. You guys in the comments, you can go over Nick Scourton and the said picks. I wasn't really going to dissect that, just talking about the positions. And that's exactly what we need after the draft. Folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Everything, adios.